the batting practice go?
Batting practice was great. It was amazing getting out there. None of the Orioles should worry at all about me taking their job, but it was really fun getting out there. I mean, this is a dream come true. So we're having a ball. We're having a ball.
How productive was your visit yesterday with John to Atlanta?
Really productive. We're moving fast as an administration, and because the state is ready to move fast, and the thing that I knew that I wanted to do is come spend time and understand what are the best practices, who's doing what around the country. And when we say that we don't just have a commitment to making sure that the Orioles are going to be in Baltimore for generations to come, it's also about how can we create measurements of economic attention and energy and growth all around the stadium as well. And so getting a chance to see the different models and what that looks like was really productive for me.
What were the takeaways from that experience? What things did you see that you would like to bring to Camden Yards?
Yeah, well, one thing is the importance of having the stadium and having the team as an anchor. Because one thing you realize about the Orioles is the Orioles are important to Baltimore, not just in terms of folklore, but they're important to Baltimore in terms of the future. And so having the ballpark really serving as an anchor was really important. But the thing I also took away is that can't be it. Right? We've got to make sure that there's economic energy that's taking place around the ballpark. We got to support entrepreneurs. We got to support small businesses. We got to support the community that's around it. And so one of the big takeaways that I took was that we are going to get this done, but it will be in a way that we're making our state more competitive, and also that all the neighborhoods and communities around it can continue to benefit.
Governor, with the funding for this new entertainment complex, would it come largely from the state? How much would the Orioles contribute? And, totally, where would the money come from?
Yeah, well, I mean, I believe in partnership. And I say that, whether we're talking about the legislative process, whether we're talking about business growth, I believe in partnerships. I believe in public-private partnerships. And so I know that if we're talking about something that's going to benefit our larger society and benefit our larger good, that the state and the municipalities and the public sector have a role to play. But also, that's not the exclusive role to play. That partnership and that with the public-private partnerships, those are going to be important in making sure they are, being done and building out, that they're supporting the taxpayer and supporting the communities as well.
You know what type of dollars you're talking about?
No.
This proposal, you haven't put that yet?
Yeah, no, I think part of the negotiations that we're doing right now is making sure that we're putting both hard dollars about what this is going to look like for, again, not just for Camden Yards, but then for the entire area. But then what exactly are we expecting in return as well?
The Orioles have expressed that the lease could get done by the All-Star break. Are you confident in that timeline?
I'm very confident that we're going to move, that we're moving fast on this. Listen, it should not be lost on anybody that the first trip that I took outside of the state was down here, was to spend time with the Orioles, was to make sure that they understand how big of a priority this is for me. And how big a priority this is for the state. And so we feel very confident that we have the same goal. The goal is to make sure that there's Orioles baseball in Baltimore for generations to come. And I feel very good about our prospects of being able to get this deal done quickly.
On Martin Luther King Day, John described you as a personal friend. What's kind of the background, the history of that friendship?
Well, so I actually first got to know John because I learned about some of the comments that he made after 2015, after everything that happened with Freddie Gray in Baltimore, and I reached out. And I wanted to introduce myself and tell him how much I appreciated the thoughtfulness that he put into the statements that he made after that. And then from that point on, we just became close. We became friends. I actually he was one of the subjects in the book that I wrote called 5 Days, and it was just from that point on, we just really built a very special bond. And so when I became the governor and knew that this was good, this was something that we had to be able to get done by making sure the Orioles were going to stay in Baltimore for generations to come. We've been in consistent communication with them. The new head of the Maryland Stadium Authority, Craig Thompson, who just started off, is down here on this trip with me, showing that there he is right here. There's here, showing the level of commitment that we have to being able to get this deal done. And so I'm thankful for the fact that we're moving very, very closely with John, with the Orioles ownership, and with the front office to make sure that this deal can get done.
Were there any features from Atlanta Stadium that you hope to replicate at Oriole Park, or not really?
I think that the features that I really liked was how walkable a lot of things were. right? That you had, I believe having this measurement and having this idea that when people can come, they should be able to move and navigate in a very close proximity of the various activities and the various, and the various things that they want to be able to move on and get done. One of the things I'm really excited about is Baltimore. In Baltimore, is that we also have a mass transit component to this that even that they do not have down in in Truist Park. So I think that what they did is right for them. What we're going to do in Baltimore and in Maryland is going to be right for us. And I love the assets that we have to be able to make this a reality.
Do you plan to make any other stadium visits like DC or anywhere else across the country? Or
Not sure yet. Potentially, but I know that this trip has been incredibly informative and I think incredibly helpful in order for us to, just move the ball forward on where we want to get to.
How soon can this all get done?
It can get done. It can get done very quickly because I believe that anything that you prioritize has a way of getting done, and this is a priority for us.
And the revitalization and everything, not just the lease, I'm saying, but like the
Yeah.
building.
Well, I think a lot of it really comes down to what do we imagine, right? And this is the time that I want for us as a city, and I want for us as a state to think big. I want us to be creative. I want us to be thoughtful. I want us to be thoughtful about how do we create a 21st century experience that both people who are living within the neighborhoods and the communities can benefit from, and also people who are finding it as a destination can then come and benefit from. This is going to be a core engine for what it means for this to be Maryland's decade. And so the thing that I know about this project as a whole is I want us to be thoughtful, but I want us to be creative and really and dream big on this one.
Last question.
score prediction for tonight?
Say again?
Score prediction? Are you throwing from the mound?
Score prediction. 8-2 O's, and I tell you, the thing that I love about this team, and I love that I got a chance to spend time, to go spend time with the team, going out and doing batting practice and spending time in the locker room. This is a good bunch of guys. They play the game right. They really enjoy being around each other. This is an incredibly talented team, but it's also a very egoless team, which is really fun to watch because they will outwork everybody. They will play together, and that's why this team is going to have a great year. This team epitomizes everything that we love about Baltimore, everything we love about Maryland, and I think this year they're going to put on a show, and it's going to be fun to watch.